I came across this Rolex Sky-Dweller watch online and it sells anywhere between $22,000 and $78,000. But there is a problem. I don't have $78,000. I don't even have $22,000 to spend. So I went on AliExpress, I picked all the parts and the total came out to just over $100, which is completely fair. So I wanted to see how close I could get without spending a lot of money. Let's do a quick parts review. Before I touch anything, I'm gonna put finger cuts on. It is extremely important to do so because I don't want to leave any fingerprints or any oil on the parts. So let's get a protection first. You can get finger cuts from AliExpress as well. It's gonna cost you probably $4 for 100 or 200 pieces. So let's take a look at the parts I'm gonna use for this build. The first part is the movement. I'm using NH35 movement. It is extremely reliable. And if you're planning to build your own watch, I would highly recommend you to go with this one. You're gonna find a lot of parts compatible with this movement, and probably that's the best value for the money you can find on AliExpress. So the next part is gonna be the case. I went with this one and it's got a flatted bezel. It's got a sapphire crystal screw down crown and it has a transparent case back, which is cool, so I can see the movement from the back. Then I went with this bracelet. It is stainless steel bracelet and I guess it is called Jubilee bracelet, but I'm not sure. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. And for the hands, I went with these ones, Rolex Sky-Dweller style hands with green lume. And the most exciting part is gonna be the dial, because that's the first thing you see when you look at your watch. And that's the dial I went for. It is Sky-Dweller style dial. It is looking extremely beautiful and I actually can't wait to see the final watch build, because I'm pretty sure it is going to look super nice. So what I'm gonna do right now, let's put the dial here. I don't need the watch case, I don't need the bracelet, and I don't need the hands. So what I'm gonna need to keep is just the movement and the dial, and then I'm gonna take the movement holder and let's place the movement onto the movement holder like so. Okay, so I am going to need to fit the dial onto the movement. The dial has 4 legs at the back. I actually do not need all of them. I'm gonna need only 2 of them. So the first thing, I'm gonna need to figure out which one I need to keep and which one I need to cut. And if you look at the movement, just let me quickly show you. So it's got 2 holes right here. That's the first one and the second one. So I'm gonna need to fit the dial into those holes. So let me place the dial and let me see which leg I'm gonna need to keep. So I'm gonna need to cut this one and this one. Let me make sure. Let me take a look one more time. I'll do one side first. So I'm gonna need to cut this one. So I'm gonna take my cutter. Let's move the, okay, let's cut this one first. Okay, one is done. I'm gonna need to cut this one as well. Okay, let's fit the dial. Okay, looks really good. Okay, beautiful. Let's give it a little bit of blow. Let's make sure it is clean. Let's take a look. Yeah, it is looking really good. Beautiful. Now let's set the time at 12 o'clock. Just simply pull in the stamp twice and let's rotate the crown and wait for the date to change. and date is changing right now, so I can go a little bit slower. When date is changed, that means beautiful. So now I am at 12 a.m., which is good. So now I can move to the next step, which is setting hands. Let me change the camera angle and we'll move on. Let's move to the next step, which is setting the hands. And what I'm gonna need to have, I'm gonna need to use my hand press tool, 3 pieces, and the hands, and just a little piece of Rodica. So I am going to start with hour hand, and for the hour hand I'm gonna use my black hand press tool. Let's pick the hour hand and let's try to place it. It shouldn't be too hard. The hardest one is gonna be the second hand. That's the one I'm having trouble all the time. Let's see how it's gonna go this time. So what I need to do is just to set the hour hand at 12 o'clock. It is super important to do so, and I'm gonna take my time making sure it is set at 12 o'clock. And with my black hand press tool, I just need to give it a little bit of push, and let's give it a full spin, making sure it is working properly. Seems good to me. Okay, let's move to the minute hand. The process is basically the same, piece of Rodica. Minute hand needs to be set at 12 o'clock as well, the same as the hour hand. And I'm trying to center it and press with my silver hand press tool. And let's give it a spin. Let's check the clearance between each hand. Let's make sure both hands working properly. And actually it looks quite good to me. Everything works good enough. Let's set the second hand. I hope it's gonna go well, because usually it is pretty hard, I'm not gonna lie, so you need to be patient when you set the second hand. Second hand can be installed in any position, and I'm using the same piece of Rodica but red hand press tool. You need to be gentle with second hand. Let's push the stem all the way in, let's wind it, and second hand is running, which is a good sign. So I thought that something's gonna go wrong with the second hand, and it actually went wrong with the second hand. The problem is that the second hand touches the minute hand. It seems like a little bit bented, and the solution in this case, the best thing I can probably do is to remove the second hand and try to straighten it a little bit. But in this case, I don't really feel that I am going to do that, and I'm not even sure that I can straighten it to the position that is gonna work well. Instead of that, I do have a spare second hand from my other project, so I am going to use the different second hand. So I will remove this one, and then I'll set the second hand, which is this one. And I feel like it should work pretty well with this build. So to remove the second hand, I'm going to use my hand removers, and I'll take a piece of plastic bag so I can protect it. And let's remove the second hand. Okay, it was pretty easy. Okay, let's remove the bag. Let's take a piece of Rodica so we can pick that second hand, and let's set the other second hand. So process is basically the same hand press tool. Let's push the stem into the movement. Let's wind the watch, and second hand started running. And this one works way better than the previous one. It doesn't touch the minute hand, and actually it looks pretty good. I do like it. Quick pause, if you want to build your own Sky-Dweller style watch, I've got a free PDF file for you in the description with all the parts, tool and step-by-step guide. Let's get back to the build. Okay, for the next step I'm gonna need to remove the stem. It is pretty easy if you know how to do that, so I'm gonna show you how to do that. So the first thing we need to do, we need to take the movement and we need to flip it upside down. At the back of the movement, when the stem is pushed all the way in, you're gonna see a small release point. So all what I need to do is to push that release point, and I need to pull the stem out of the movement, like so. Okay. And now I can take the casing cushion, so I can put the movement in here. Nice. Now let's unscrew the case back. I'm using rubber ball first. Then I can unscrew the case back by hand. Okay. Now let's remove the gasket of the case. I'm using metal tweezers, and I'll put it aside for now. And for the next step, I'm gonna need to clean the case. I will remove the protective layer, and before I start cleaning the case, I will remove the crown. Okay, I'll start with air blower first. Then I'm using lens cleaning pen. It works really good for cleaning a crystal. I would highly recommend for anyone who wants to build their own watch to have this tool on hand. Then I'm using a piece of Radica to pick tiny dust and pieces, and crystal is looking quite clean. I guess I can move to the next step, which is placing the case onto the dial, and I'm gonna go slow, making sure it is placed exactly where it needs to be. Let's give it a closer look. Looks quite good, to be honest. Okay, let's give it a little bit of push to the movement at the back, at the center of the movement. And for the next step, I'm gonna need to adjust the length of the stem. So let's screw the crown onto the stem first. I'm using metal tweezers to screw it all the way in. Let's insert the stem, a little bit of push and light rotation at the same time. Okay, now let's measure the distance between the crown and the case thread. I'm using digital caliper to know how much I'm gonna need to cut, and it seems like I'm gonna need to cut 7.9 millimeters. Let's remove the stem of the movement. Let's unscrew the crown. I'm gonna put my stem into the pin vise. It is very good tool. It is holding the stem securely. And now I'm gonna need to cut. I'm using my cutter. I do have a stem cutter as well, but actually I'm using this one, this just a simple cutter most of the time. I'm gonna cut a little bit less than I need. Be careful with your eyes because that stem can fly anywhere. Now let's file the stem. I'm just trying to remove all the sharp edges to not damage the crown. Now let's screw the crown onto the stem by hand first. Then I'm using metal tweezers to hold the stem and to screw the crown all the way in. And let's insert the stem and let's see if I cut enough. and the same thing, a little bit of push, slight rotation at the same time. And let's give it a closer look. Seems like I did a perfect cut. Let's remove the stem for the last time. Now let's unscrew the crown. Then I'm going to apply a little bit of thread locker, so it's going to keep the crown securely on the stem. Now I can screw the crown back onto the stem. Now I'm cleaning whatever is left, and now I can insert the stem and the crown back into the movement, a little bit of push and rotation at the same time. Perfect. Now I can push the crown and I can screw it onto the case thread all the way in, and beautiful, this step is done. Let's clean the case back. I'm using lens cleaning pen, the same tool I've used for the crystal on the case, and now let's give it a little bit of blow. Okay, now let's lubricate the gasket. I'm using my seal cruiser, and just a couple of twists is enough. And for the next step, I'm gonna need to put the gasket back into the case groove. This case has a water resistance of 100 meters, but I don't have the tool to check is it keeping that water resistance. But in this case, at least I'm not gonna worry about washing my hands or getting caught in the rain. So let's put it back in place. Now I can close the case back. For now, I'm gonna use my fingers to screw the case back onto the case. Okay, and now I can use rubber ball to screw it all the way in, so I can get a little bit of water resistance. I can wash my hands, but again, I'm not gonna swim in this watch because this watch wasn't checked. Let's clean the case back and let's see how it looks. It is looking extremely beautiful. I do love it. Let's flip the watch over. Let's clean the front crystal. Okay, and let's give it a closer look, and it's looking absolutely beautiful. That's a very, very good build. I do love it. Okay, let's remove the spring bar from the case. One side is done. Let's do the second side. Okay, then let's set the bracelet. So I'm gonna do one side first. Okay, looks good. Let's do the second side. Okay, and let's see how the watch looks on my wrist.